Hello and welcome to the Team of the Week podcast. We are back after a long stint away since the snow episode of 2024. Remember that one?
We've been on pause. Some of us have been away on holiday. A nice time.
Oh, yeah, commitment to school activities, a school ski trip.
So in a 2-week Easter holiday, you went on the ski trip, and then would you like to explain where else we went? We're going a bit rogue with the mic, so do bear with us.
I went to Porto.
You can hold it yourself.
Went to Porto.
Explain.
Went on a nice little holiday with my partner and had a great time.
Especially on the back of having a great hockey side taken to a national final.
Well, it's positive after positive in this world. So
very good. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Positive after positive.
So we are back, and this is a very special edition because we actually went on tour. We actually have filmed the vast majority of this podcast at Rosslyn Park with your side, the under-14s, and It was a successful couple of days.
Unbelievable run. Not been that far at Rosslyn Park for a while. So I think for the boys, it was an unbelievable experience.
And for yourself, never getting that far as a player or a coach.
Well, never went as a player. Never had the luxury as a player, but no, certainly as a coach, I think I made my presence felt, and the other coaches were certainly aware that I was on the sideline. So
as ever.
Looking forward to watching the highlights back, reliving it one more time.
Absolutely. So we think it's only fair to get Mr. Anderson on to talk about the current under-16s who are in the National Plate Final.
Yeah, we're in the National Plate Final. It's taking place in a few weeks' time down at Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre in London.
Very nice.
Which is sort of where all the national finals take place. Yeah, we've had a nice little run actually since going into the plate, and there's some good results and some good performances. So very excited to take the boys down to London. And
this is going to be an overnight job.
Yeah, we go down on the Tuesday night, play on the Wednesday morning. So
when are you finding out who you've got?
I found out now.
Who is it?
We're playing against a school called Sir Joseph Williamson.
They sound like they're from London.
They're from Kent. From Kent.
Any expectations on the day? Or are you just going in for it?
We're going to go down. We're going to be well prepared, and we're going to put our best performance out there. And whatever happens will happen. But obviously, we want to come away with the title. So that's the expectation, and that's what we want to start to do. We want to start to make a bit of a name for ourselves, I think. So
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
The last half term was obviously vast majority hockey stuff. Not much rugby to go through as well. Is there anything you would like to sort of remember or talk about for the pod?
Yeah, I think just
in-house hockey was very good for the year.
Yeah, I was about to start with the juniors actually. I mean the juniors have had a really good hockey sort of program this term. All the junior school kids from in year 4, 5, and 6 have at least competed in one fixture against another school. With obviously others having more fixtures, but yeah, everyone in years 4, 5, and 6 has at least represented the school for hockey this year, which is really good. The little special mention to the year 6s, the under 11s. We played in the Northeast junior independent schools HMC tournament, which was held at Pocklington just before the holidays, and we won our group, and then we unfortunately got knocked out by RGS in the semi-final, but it meant that we came third overall at that tournament. That's the best we've ever done as a school. So it's nice to see that. Obviously, we've had some success higher up the school, but hopefully we're sort of starting to set the foundation lower down the school as well, and creating a bit more long-term success hopefully off the back of that. So yeah, it was really good, and thank you to Mr. Tiffany as well, who joined us on that day and contributed a lot to the squad. So yeah, well done to the boys.
I would like to add that year 5, again, adding on to junior stuff, that inter-house hockey, and what popped down to obviously get some photographs and videos and stuff. The raw emotion on those boys were genuinely crying at the fact that some of them lost. And then it was Savile, I remember specifically. Savile players were distraught for losing the final, but then the flip of emotion when they realised they won the overall thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Who did they lose the final to?
Cave. On penalty, not flicks. What would you call it?
So we did some adapted rules for the tournament.
MLS penalties?
Kind of. Not really.
Yeah. We did
nothing like them.
That's true.
No, it was
like a 20-metre shot.
We did it from the halfway line. It was like a shot from the halfway line, but against an open goal. So you had like the pressure of being accurate, but then the lack of pressure of there not being a keeper or a defender.
It's like a bowl off.
It was like a bowl
hockey
off.
Bowl off.
But it was a nice way for us to do that tournament because we didn't have goalkeepers in that tournament, so we needed to come up with a new version of penalties. So it was similar in some ways to what a shootout would look like.
Very good.
A proper game, but then adapted, and it ultimately resulted in a winner and a loser. So
I must say you delivered the presentation of the trophy so well as well.
What specifically did I do well?
Just the way you spoke and to the crowd. There's a big crowd, parents, boys, staff. Thought you handled that pressure really well.
Appreciate that, Mr. Graham. Thank you very much. It's all the podcast experience, I think.
And
the 2 appearances on the podcast.
Yes,
and the wine tasting evening as well. It's all good preparation.
Yeah. Well, we're contributing in all areas of school sport here. We're not just hockey.
As we do.
Absolutely.
As we do.
So as we mentioned, the last half term was majority hockey, but there was still some rugby to be played, mainly in the national tournaments of Rosslyn Park and the first team at Sedbergh as well on that first weekend of the Easter holidays. As we mentioned, this is a podcast on tour this time round, and this is the under-14s at Rosslyn Park just before Easter.
Very nice setup, loads of different stalls. The games have been fantastic so far. The teams, seen some good teams out, seen some dodgy teams, but...
Yeah. What are you wanting to bring to Rosslyn?
I'm going to bring beautiful drop kicks, team mentality as captain, good passing.
What about from a team perspective?
Team perspective, bring everyone up if we're down, which we're not going to be.
Not you.
What do you mean?
Team perspective, what do you want to see Craig do?
I want to see us win it. We're going to win the whole thing. Optimism.
We've got some good boys. Everyone's got some good boys. It's a school team.
Get after it! Great dart, Brewster. Finish that. Lovely. Yeah, looking forward to it. First game of Rosslyn's always important, so we want to put a marker down. I think that in general we've got a good side out. Subs are ready to go and staying warm. So looked at the opposition. Obviously the first team played them yesterday. I'm backing us. We'll see what happens. Ball, Dexter! Really, really simple. Defence, get off the line and make your hit. When he gives a penalty, we are too busy asking questions. Is he going to change his mind? Get back, face up. I've got people turning their back and walking backwards. Bang, 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 bang. Look. Who's on it? So slow. Got to react faster. That's a penalty. Come on. Make the hit. Make the hit. Make the hit.
What did you think of your performance in the first game?
Not as good as it usually is.
Not as good as it usually is.
No, could be better.
What would you say you could improve?
Running straight, running direct, getting into more rucks, more breakdowns.
What are your thoughts on Rosslyn Park so far?
Good place, good venue. Yeah, just nice.
How are you feeling in terms of confidence before the second game?
We won by 23 points. Pretty good, pretty solid. Hopefully we can get on to day 2.
Hands off!
You've got him!
You've got it, Gina!
Nice, Oscar.
Yes, Gina.
Nice, Oscar.
Exactly. What are they going to push? Stay with. Squeeze.
Yes, let's go.
Good Ollie Thornhill. So good.
So, Alfie, game 2.
Yep.
Thoughts on that?
I think it was amazing. Of course, attacking shape was really good. We kept our defensive shape, made sure we were solid at the back, didn't let anything through. And I thought,
like a true footballer, solid at the back.
and it was an amazing performance. They didn't score any, which shows it all, and we got 38. So it just shows how we can rip a team when we put all our effort in and we show them how good we are.
What do you think to Rosslyn Park overall so far? You're taking it all in?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Another rugby tournament to you?
Yeah, it's just amazing, massive, loads of stalls. Of course, everybody's enjoying it together as well, and it's just amazing. Yeah, so it's a really good experience, and being on the last game.
Did you enjoy that last 100-metre sprint you had to put in the last dying embers of the game?
Yeah, so
Monumental
yeah, I was through, and I saw somebody chasing down the back of me, but I knew I had it, so sprinted in.
Let you run off, or
pardon?
Do you like a chase, or do you just wish you'd let you run off?
Oh, I was liking the chase. I was just giving him a bit of hope that he could get me.
Lads, make sure you're off the pitch. Right, watch out.
Mr. Graham, thoughts of the day so far? I've enjoyed coming back. Thank you for getting me on the Rosslyn Park trip. Really enjoyed the attitude so far from the boys. They've been really professional, and it showed not only off the field but on it. And yeah, we're going well so far.
Expectations for the rest of the day?
Professionalism, do a job, and we come back tomorrow in the cup.
Love it.
There we go. Pressure.
Banging.
Again, 7 between Langley Park and Dufferin.
Good Alfie, all the way!
Support him! Support him!
Scorecard for that match, bringing us to the top of the league control point. The match on pitch M7 at 4 o'clock. Langley Park against a school system match.
Work Hugo, work Hugo! Finish it. Finish it. Just get it down. Get it down.
So, Mr. Masterson, day 1 done, into the last 32?
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Last 31 plus 1 of an international tournament. I think that we've played well in patches. I think there's certainly additional room for improvement, but to take that for day 1 of the tournament, get ourselves through into a group tomorrow with Epsom and Berkhamsted. I think if you'd offered that draw to the lads beforehand, I think they'd have taken it. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do tomorrow. I think we can do that.
From a podcast perspective, have you enjoyed being part of it today? A bit different, but a podcast on tour?
Absolutely. Pod on tour, loads of fun, and Rosslyn Park in general is just such a great experience for the lads who've conducted themselves brilliantly all day, all trip. So yeah, I think it's been a good day. Weather's held out. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow as well. Looking forward to getting back to the hotel now through this London rush hour traffic.
To Pan into the rush hour traffic. You're saying we're 23 minutes away from the hotel. How are you enjoying the streets of London? You're not a big fan of driving in new places.
I'm just taking in the sights.
You're doing a very good job.
Of which there are many, and trying to avoid all of the cyclists with death wishes. But looking forward to going back to the same place that we went last night for food for the lads, which was kind of food court, wasn't it? The lads got an opportunity to choose what they wanted.
Pizza, burgers, shawarma.
Yeah, absolutely. So
shakes.
Josh Aki's certainly got his eye on
churros.
On some churros again. Lads been big on churros today. But yeah, it's been a great day. Ready for another one? Come on.
They'll be watching you.
Oh, that was bad.
Get it down, Alfie, get it down. Beautiful!
Someone told me not to kick it out. Who told me
No
not
one
to
told you
kick
not
it
to
out?
keep it going. Oh, Hugo, who told you?
Right, Dexter, into the second eliminator group on day 2. How are you feeling?
Good. We just beat, what were they called? Epsom, 1912, was it?
Like that.
Yeah.
How can you bottle up that emotion? Was it feeling good?
Yeah.
Next job ready to go?
Next job ready to go, because I think we've got Wimbledon Grammar, who beat Macclesfield.
How are you feeling about Rosslyn Park as a whole? You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good. We haven't lost yet.
Cup quarter-final.
Good afternoon. The 1 o'clock round of fixtures.
How it works
the
in
first
this latter
game
stage of
in
the cup is they're once again put into another group.
Big
Smack, but it's
in the
Wakefield who's steaming away
Robert
here.
Clack on
And
RE1.
Dexter Cooper will open the squring
Queen Elizabeth Grammar
unchallenged.
Wakefield versus EPAN
Well, there's
on RE2.
some,
and Rodillion Academy versus
serious
Bruh.
do so. And suddenly they've created a bit of space in behind. They've got support, but there was no offside line because there was no breakdown. So Harry Taylor will break away with the intercept and score.
Unlucky, come on.
Which includes St Paul's Robert Clack and Iskol Dichvinaman. One more quarter-final group, but here on RE2, it's Queggs Wakefield with the fastest of starts in the second half as Ayo Fase almost breaks away.
That went forward.
Scrambling is Akintolu, who's back up to his feet. Akintolu driving on, shaping up to tap. And Cooper goes himself. Denied at the first time of asking. Akintolu at 9. He'll duck down from short range. Queggs Wakefield go 3 tries in front.
So obviously that video doesn't paint the full picture of a 2-day Rosslyn Park experience, which is...
I did my best.
It's unbelievable footage, but it doesn't quite portray just quite how grueling that tournament is. So just to very quickly map out, day 1, turned up, had 3 games in our initial group, beat every single one of those sides. As you've seen. Then went into the eliminator against another team that had won their group, against Hill House, Doncaster. We beat them. Then went into day 2 after a night of wonderful food.
Story to tell there. The spicy chicken?
Spicy chicken.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was a bonding experience.
Yeah, I think...
wasn't expecting.
Well, the boys certainly appreciated it. I like spicy food. I do like spicy food.
Can you provide a little bit more information?
I'm set to siege.
I'm excited.
So there's a food court not far from the hotel that we're staying at, and we make our way down to this food court, and there's all sorts for the lads. So they're making their way round. It's, do you want noodles? Do you want pizza? Do you want pulled pork sandwiches? Do you want burgers? Do you want chicken? And we've had a long day. We've not really eaten, so we're getting a reasonable amount of food here. And something out of the corner of my eye just catch a glimpse of it. And it says dynamite chicken. It's got all the flavors above it, peri peri, barbecue, teriyaki, whatever you want, but dynamite chicken. So order that, and the guy serving it just gives you that little quick up and down.
It is quite spicy.
A warning look.
You're not ready for this.
No.
You're not ready for that. I'll be fine. Took it back to the table. Genuinely just dipped a finger in some of the sauce on the side. I was like, nope. That's not happening.
Sweats, tears, everything.
Brutal. At which point, obviously, what is your reaction as a 14-year-old boy watching that? Filled with bravado. You've just won 4 games in a row at the biggest national tournament going. What's your reaction?
It would make sense that you want to try it, but not just try it, but finish the chicken
Obviously,
yourself.
Obviously, you want to demonstrate just quite how alpha male you can be.
Yeah.
So, one by
Harry
one,
Taylor,
the lads
Captain.
came over.
Alpha.
Captain took it first. Harry Taylor
Finished.
bit into this chicken, and it broke him. It absolutely.
How long
broke
was
him.
it from bite to broke?
Oh,
Immediate.
yeah.
Immediate. When I say this was spicy, I've had Vindaloos that aren't on the same level as this. It was silly.
I think it's right to shout out Josh Timmons and Io for only ones who could actually stomach it.
Firing.
However, Josh did mention to me the next day that he had some problems the next morning. But
as you do.
You know what? At that point, he wore it quite well. But we are diverting away. So we've had the second evening.
Wonderful evening. We go back. We've already beaten one team that's won their group. We get drawn the second day against Berkhamsted School, good rugby school, and also against Epsom College, another very, very fancied side of the tournament.
Yeah.
And we got there in time on that second day to watch Epsom versus Berkhamsted. And
error.
Epsom annihilated Berkhamsted. They went about 4-5 tries up within the first 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was brutal. At which point we effectively decided to take the lads away because it wasn't doing them any favours.
Yeah.
So we then
looking back, we probably should have stayed because absolutely Berkhamsted then pulled it back a bit, didn't they?
No, absolutely.
So.
We then played Berkhamsted in our first game of that group, and we were quite cold into that. We ended up winning that game in the last play of the game, and I don't think that does it justice.
No.
There was, because at Rosslyn Park, you lose, genuinely, you lose, you're gone.
Except if you want to win it, if you're Millfield, who lost 2 games and won the overall thing, which is quite remarkable, really.
No comment. But beating Berkhamsted in the last play of the game, and then knowing that they were going to have to play a team who had effectively dominated the side they just snuck past in the final play, I think gave them that real motivation and mental challenge to then just go at them, absolutely fly at them. And I don't think Epsom were ready. I don't think they expected it.
They weren't ready to go home, I'll tell you that.
They certainly weren't ready to go home based on the reactions afterwards. But we beat Epsom. So we'd then beaten, by this point, 3 day 1 group winners. And the tournament by this point really started to narrow itself down.
2.
Yeah. So then we get drawn into our next group. At this point, you're in the last 9.
9 or 12.
Last, I think it was 9. Yeah, last 9 nationally, and some international sides there as well. But last side, certainly from a UK perspective. And we got drawn in a group with East Golly Pant, Welsh school, not had much experience of them before, which obviously you'll have seen some of the highlights of. We put in an unbelievable performance on live stream and won that game to then effectively set up what would go on to be a quarter-final effectively against Kings Macclesfield. Kings Macclesfield, who we played in the 15-a-side season right at the start of the season and lost 8-7 at their place.
Yeah. And I think it's fair to say that they also won the National Cup.
I was about to say, Kings Mac went on to win the Under-14 National Cup and all, where obviously we got to the semi-finals last year. And I think at that stage, I think the teams were evenly matched, but we were just as that tournament does to you, the fatigue was really starting to set in. Yeah. And I think the boys put in an unbelievable shift. Eventually, as you didn't see on the video, they did fall short against Kings Mac, and therefore finished out the tournament effectively at the quarter-final stage. But from a tournament of that size, when you look at the number of schools and the calibre of schools that enter, the lads should be unbelievably proud of themselves. And I think we came away from it so pleased for how they'd done. Yeah. All in all, a fantastic experience.
And I think it shows the savage nature of Rosslyn Park.
It does.
You win 8 games, lose 1, you're gone.
I suppose it's a good experience for them setting up for future years, though, isn't it? I mean, to get that far and get that much tournament experience is, you don't want to be out early in the tournament and then go into the next tournament cold and not really having built up that experience.
I'm very excited to see how they're going to go when they get to under-16s and they get to go back down and give it another shot.
Well, speaking of the 16s, they also had a good run with Mr. Lawson and Mr. Pearson. I can't remember which round. I think they got to the round before.
Yeah.
Well, we got to the last 16, was it, or something equivalent?
And they drew the eventual winners.
Yeah.
I think we knew we're always going to. They had a very, very tough draw going into it. I think they put a really, really good shift in.
Yeah.
A quality side who I think have had a fantastic first year of senior rugby. I'm really looking forward to how a lot of those players are going to make up a significant portion of that school first team moving forward.
Losing to Sedbergh, who go on to win it quite comfortably. No one got near them. Is no shame. So a really good tournament for the 16s and the 14s. First team, bit to reflect on, but again, a young squad that they took, and the year 13s ended with a bang at the Sedbergh 10s. So a good sign off for them. We now move on to, for all 3 of us, the cricket season.
Absolutely.
Have we got any views on that before we wrap up here?
Well, as I look out the window, and we've talked about weather a few times. We've talked about snow, and right now it's just drizzling again.
Start the summer term.
Standard English cricket weather is ready and waiting for us outside, and I think that if it does brighten up and if it does dry up, first team coach this year again, between myself, yourself and Mr. Lawson, I think the programme is certainly kicking on at the top end of school. Really good numbers at training.
And the numbers have got better and better, haven't they?
Absolutely.
This last few months.
Really building towards the tour at the end of the season. And obviously your first year getting a bite of the cherry.
I'm excited for this year, for the cricket season. It's my first cricket season.
You got the under-15s?
Got the under-15s. We had our first game session with them yesterday. They looked really strong. I think Mr. Lawson was positively surprised. He was commenting afterwards how impressed he was with how many of them were showing a really good level actually within that first session. And I think personally I'm looking forward to having sessions with Mr. Lawson and with those lads and learning a lot myself as well, picking up a lot from Mr. Lawson. So
we've got a dangerous Googler, we know that. So you'll have to teach them.
I know, well, yeah. That's dangerous for its unpredictability, I think.
Well, on that note, thanks for watching. Again, we're looking forward to getting the podcast back on the road in for the remainder of the year.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.